Hello, hello, hello. Ooh, paper busted. Today is, I don't know what I'm doing. We're working on AI. We're not that AI. The like make behaviors and enemies and all that fun stuff. We're doing that, not LLM. We will be doing. Well, we're gonna try. We have a roadmap of things we want to get done for our game, and one of the first things we need to do is actually make our enemies attack us. Rather than kind of like move around in a weird way. So we need to make that better. Couple of cleanup items. I have some ideas for redemptions and some things that are more like game design-y that I'll be implementing in the coming days. But I do have to get like things done. Like I've got a video due Friday, because every Friday I've got to release a video. But I'm gonna change it from like hex coins to just like XP. And I'm I'm moving everything away from stream elements and using StreamerBot combined with custom code, and allow redemption things to happen whether you're on Twitch or YouTube. And that way, and then it'll like, the idea is to make viewers have like a level, and they can level up the stream and do a little fun thing there and hit my, you know, my quests are my targets, and you can do like expedition quests and dailies and all that fun stuff. Like, I will go on, I've got like an idea. I think it'll make it fun. Like, why not? And I could do also gold, but like, it gets confusing. I like XP. Anyway, I figured we'd start pretty soon. I like to kind of like let people roll on in. I like to make sure I check the first bit to make sure the latest changes with all the bitrate stuff. Oh, works out. And yeah, okay, yeah. Awesome. Cool. So yeah, I'm gonna do things that I'm trying to make things more friendly for both sides since I multi-stream. There are some things I like that Twitch has, there are things I like about YouTube, and it really bothers me. There's like, they don't play well nice, but both communities are amazing. Because to me, it's one community. And you guys are just awesome. But we're going to be working on making the enemies. I think we might start with a finite state machine. We're going to plan it out. We're going to build it. We're going to see how far we can get. But I'd like to have them smarter. And have actually like things fighting. Because if I look here, pretty sure. Wait. Copy my music, bring it over here. Have I not had music on this screen? Have I not? That's sus. That's weird. Anyway, I digress. So, there's music going on. But these guys, they're like the DVD remote, right? Like, they just kind of like bounce around. They're like not aware of my existence. There's also no effects, no anything. Which is like, well, that's lame. Let's start leveling this up. Like, let's make cool stuff here. So, we can go look at our enemy. Really what they do, they're like, hey, when they start up, we've got some color stuff, we've got a random angle for their initial movement, and then if they're dead, we ignore it. That means they're going to be DQ'd. And then it's like randomize their location, like their velocity and where they're going. It's so dumb, and we keep it within the bounds. There is so much hard coding in this that is ridiculous. So we're going to make this smarter. And yes, we're going to pull out our game design document here. And to get to the point where we do this, where we're going to have our music notes spawn the enemy and attack, we need to worry about when they spawn in the map, that they see the character and go after it. So, let's start with this. Bring some text over here. You know, let's just full screen it. Let's be immersed. And I've been playing with the idea of like, do I put stream avatars? Like, sometimes it's like too much clutter, I'm trying to figure out how to put on screen. Because, like, you could be like all the other guys are like, oh, let's put chat on screen. I don't have much of a chatting. Most of you guys just like to chill, and I appreciate that. That's fine. You do you, man. I don't need a million people chatting. But then it's like weird to be like, dude, this guy's chat. Like, I don't want to have it called out. So I'm not going to put chat on the screen for now. But then I can put other things on the screen. So it's like, but then I don't want to be cluttered. Like, there's something to say about having a clean setup. Yeah, you know, we'll make this large. We'll zoom in. And we're not going with green, we're going with white. Because we're starting this out. We're going to go with AI. I hate saying AI because it's got such a connotation. Enemy behaviors. Right? And then we come over here and we're saying, oh, what do we, so we've got the enemy. It's probably like an idol. And this is probably like they get spawned. And they go into idle. Ooh, look at that thick line right there. That's a thick one. We have idle. Chase. You know, I'm gonna do this. Chase. So this, when he sees, and we'll get to player. We'll get to like bosses. I can't wait to build the boss. That'll be fun. But there'll be the basics in here too, right? So if he yep, which means they've got line of sight or LOS. Which means it would do the chase state, which means it should look at, and then velocity is speed up and chase. Now there's gonna have to be a difference between, it should be like chasing the player, and then at what range. In here, let's right, like this will go red, maybe a little bit of that. It could be big, right? LOS plus target range. Now he could fire from here, and that'd be totally fine. But I think it'd be cool to have like the mix, right? Like if the player, oh, if the player gets in range, right, then it'll start firing. Now it could have two ranges, right? It could have two different guns if we wanted it to, but I'm keeping it simple. And I want to have this mechanism in there just so like it's not like as it, because if you remember, the spawning is going to be like spawn, and as the player goes in, I need there to be some kind of like fire not fire, And something I haven't played with, which we'll have to tease and see, is if like an enemy, bring to front. Like if an ally comes in and is blocking, do we want like their weapons to hurt? I don't know. Could be fun, could not be fun. I don't know. Could be anything. The very first, we just need to get it working. The 3 rules of development: make it work right, make it work better. We just need to make it work. And so this is what we would consider our attack state. And let's just make it all caps, because why not? Sounds good to me. Also, chat, it was a crazy long day. Like, so I have coffee. So just note that I will be muting to drink said coffee, because I know you care so much to know about that. But just be aware, I'm a little tired. But I want to get this further on. So we have idle state, chase state, attack state. We should have a damaged state. Maybe. How about just dead? For now, we'll just go dead state. Which actually, you want a dying and dead state. So this is like, he gets hit, his health hits 0, he's dying. This allows for animations, explosions, blah. Dying, my only weakness. And then dead is like, okay, clear memory. You know, despawn. It helps. Now their place won't be so big that they'll be like a patrol, because he's just gonna come in here. The idea is spawn, sees, pursues, attacks, likely dies, and that's it. But I think it's worth doing. And I got a bunch of games here we could play later for what not. Attack. Yeah, we should look at how I want to do. So then we can go. We'll make a very, very simple, like a finite state machine. Quick kudos about finite state machines. Anyone? Bueller? Okay. Finite state machines are one of the original ways to do behaviors. They're not as efficient as, say, like behavior trees. And we might rewrite this to use behavior trees in the future, but I think finite state machines are the best way to go. It's basically, you've got a state, like the enemy. And that could be idle, etc. And then this could be like an enum of possible states of states. And then you just use like a case statement to like switch between them. You could also use like a command pattern, or my favorite design pattern of all time, the strategy pattern. And then you can like encapsulate it, which, so I'm thinking we could do, I think we're gonna do strategy. I just love the strategy pattern so much. So the strategy pattern, quick review. So if we've got, which means we're gonna have to make this more complicated, but it's fine. So if we've got, we'll say we've got a class that's a state. And we've got like a function of active. And then you could say like state. And then you would then have other ones which take that inherit state. So this could be like idle, state, boom. We've got idle, chase, attack. Yeah, I think I like this. Dying. Yeah. And I think I'm going to say active is a character 2D of ship. So, to break it down, these is now changed from an enum to a class. Now I can encapsulate all of, like, when I say active, I can put special idle code here. Now, also, some people might be like, oh, you're abstracting way too much. You're already getting too complex. Be as complex as you want to be in the beginning. Remember, this is the first make it work. Also, make it the worst thing in the world. Just make it work. Make it exist. That's the thing you should know. But do not let it go to prod that way. Do not release it that way. This is step 1. Then you make it, make it work right, which is like fix the complexity. 3, make it work better. Optimize, reduce complexity, etc. So like after this stage, then you're like, okay, I finished the feature. Go through the free, go through all the step. So just like rules. Rules. Whoa, how about spelling? Dude, that's already like 9. Oh, man, it's crazy time. So, we already have this class state. We have a like class enemy. And we can say like var state and ready, we would like state equals new idle, which will probably like reduce the capitals, and so we can say chase. And I think we can do something like this: chase state, tag state, idle state. And I think we would just say like this. Then we don't even need to do this. That's it. And then we probably want to have a function for update with like delta, right? We got the new state, and then we would then say state dot active, and maybe it's activate. Maybe sounds better. So then we're activating the state. We could also be like ready, but I don't like stepping on the already created like I don't like stepping on the toes of already active functions. I want it to be like clear. And then we're gonna go like, probably want to put it on physics process. Date dot update delta. So that makes this super easy, right? So you bring it here, it goes, it'll idle, or he'll start looking, or he'll start chasing, right? Now we know what's missing, right? We can have this state, but how do we transition states? We need a way to instantiate new states and set it and activate them. And then on update, it's just going to call the update. Why did it say that was disconnected? It's okay. Everything is good. Okay. I don't know what's going on with those kinds of things. Okay. Sometimes streaming is like easy, and other times it's like, come on, I just want to do this. Let's make it easy. Okay, so we need now to figure out how we switch state, which we want it to be an event trigger, which means we need to have something say, if I'm this, move to the other thing. And that is we can abstract it away because we want to like reuse it, right? So if I go into here, so there should be a trick about like, be careful about hard coding. That includes like intentionally writing code that's going to be hard, because if I were to write in here like write complex switch code, right? I put in the cases and the else's, and I'm like, okay, on event, we can easily do this. However, now that I have it on the class enemy, let's say I have now class boss. Now, if class boss is an inheritance of enemy, it'll probably work. But I say yes. We're gonna hard code it, probably. We're gonna make it horrible first. But I want to also go towards data-driven design. I want to make things generic and reusable, but we do not want to pre-optimize. So it's this balance, right? We're like, how much do I do? As soon as you write enough code to get it working, and it's already like, you kind of feel like it's getting kind of sticky, and you're like, ooh, it's gonna just live on this thing. You could take that moment to then go to like make it work right. Like we get to stage 1, then to stage 2, then stage 3. So yeah, we can probably do like an area 2D. So let's go look at our enemy here. We have our enemy. He's got a state class variable. He'll probably have a area 2D, which will be this. He should also have a vector 2D, or what does Godot have? Godot docs. What's the thing called? Raycast. That's what I'm thinking of. So, space state. Right. So what I wanted it to be is like, hey, this is the ray length, does it collide? So basically, there's a collider here on the player. And these shoot 'em up games, like, they're generally smaller to give a little bit of forgiveness. But if the raycast here, and I like to do raycasts in this format, are what's the word? They collide against the body, it's our event. So on raycast hit. So we've got on area 2D, it's probably like body enter or something like that. And then we also need to say like, oh, are we also like, can we, or what's the word? Do we have LOS? So we've got an area 2D, we've got I think we'll just call it LOS, which is array cast. Which should just be recast 2D. Collide with areas, collide with bodies. Basically, you're just saying yeah, collider. And of course, you have all the collision masks. Fun. You could probably even make this easier. We'll just go on LOS. And then is it a signal? Tell it to ignore. Oh, let's find out. Let's see. Boom. Boom. I'll probably turn off all of the node. Okay, it's not. It doesn't have a signal. Which we could create a signal if we want it to be event driven. Or we can just be very, very, very simple. And on the update, we can be like, check LOS. This is like a bool. I say we do it after the update. And we'll be like, var is LOS. Let's check LOS. Is in range equals. You know what? We'll just we'll do this. We'll say if is LOS and is in range. I want to pre-optimize, but already my head is like screaming at me, like, "Hey, hey, we can do better." Now fight that instinct within you, because while it's good, it'll also make you build something huge, and you haven't even finished the first thing. So finish the first thing. Because what are we doing here? We're like, hey, attack. I'm on idle. If I'm doing this, then I'm like, state equals new attack state. This. State.activate. Not chasing. then gets to the harder spots. So I'm like, wait a minute. This should be an else if for now. We'll do switches. We'll make it net. We'll make it better. We'll make it better. We'll make it better. We'll make it better. You have to say that to yourself. Say is LOS and not is in range. State equals new chase state. State.activate. Now, the cool part is we don't need to say state.update because it's going to do that anyway. Also, we have to say and state does not equal chase state, which is really like type of state does not equal chase state. You have to do that for each one of those, for every one. And as you can see, it starts to kind of grow. Because then you also need to be like, oh, I didn't know when it dies, so it needs health. Now the cool part is you can then stuff all of the like animation frames and all of those things. We should probably put an animation player on this guy. Unless it's got a, or it's a animated sprite 2D, whatever flavor you're doing, that can be on there. But by giving it in the activation, in the new, you create a new one, you then give it access, which then it's like, wait a minute, why am I giving it access? And that then starts, you see this later, like, before I am done, I don't want state to manipulate properties of another class. Object-oriented programming 101. So you can leave yourself notes, because you're going to think of things in the moment, like, wait a minute, I'm sending it to this so that I can do all these things and tell it to do all these actions. Which really what you want to do is put a this.dead, this dot like kill enemy, start animation, blah, and then this just calls the function to do the thing, and then you can reuse that, but we'll get there. Whew. I feel like I was in like a fugue state. Any questions? Yeah. See, this is an example. I'm glad I looked at Twitch or YouTube. Because I didn't see your chat message show up at all. So I'm glad I looked. Hello, Electrosis. How's it going? I don't know if that made sense at all. It's kind of like going off into like I said, almost felt like a fugue state. Let's see if I can figure out why. Yeah, it should be monitoring it. Wow, yeah, my system really doesn't want to show me YouTube chat in my tool. I have to go look at the actual page. What is going on here? Close that and bring it up. Okay. Now I think it's connected properly. Okay, ask any questions. Anything you have on finite state machines, what I said. You could even be like, dude, you're totally wrong. I don't, yeah, whatever. I'll be like, okay, cool. But we need to start simple. You have to start absolutely simple. And that's really all we're doing. Oh man, this is so hard to read. Why does the meaning of life equal? Okay, well, so I can't answer that. Or can I? I've thought about it for a long period of time, and it just felt like a good number. I believe that is the answer to that question. Welcome in, Electrosis. Or Electros, yeah. Which was like, I think like, what's that tool? Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. ADHD, boom. All right, so how about we write some of this? Now that we have some of this here, I think we should like actually build it. Let's throw away, or not throw away. Let's get into reality and actually do it and stop planning. So we've got our enemy here, which he's got a collision shape. He's got this. We know he's gonna need a ray cast. We know this right away. He's gonna need control, and we can choose how far we want that range to be. 142. We can go a little bit longer. And electrolysis. Yes, I think that's the word. I don't know. Words are failing me today. Today was, but like I said earlier, today has been a rough day for me. Why is it? Is it? There we go. 0. It has been a rough day for me. It's a Monday. Mondays. But yeah. I'm going to disable spawning. Main game. Or I'm gonna put I want to put the guy there initially. What's missing is like a drop down to jump to your functions. Oh, I guess they're right here. Ignore what I just said. I said nothing. Start game, play, update, create player projectile, print. Awesome. Yeah, what? I did what out of your mind? I don't know what you're talking about. Update the UI, update screenshots, trigger, shoot, update visual lies. This is not enemy. Oh, you know what? It's the enemy spawner. Oh, we could just do this. I knew that. I can go enemy spawner. Spawnal. Oh, I have. Oh, I have it in here. Okay, how about I just do this? I'll just make it 0. Let me physics process. On beat. we're just gonna do this. Now we'll have the beats start. The song goes off, but there's no enemies, which is, it's fine. That's totally cool. Because we are going to pull out our enemy here, and we're gonna make him really cool. Thanks. Yeah, I made it myself. It's his scale is way off. What in the world? Why is he so small? What? Oh, it's because he's not defined. Enemy. He's got 10 health points, 5 speed. Do I not have his color defined in the script? I think I have to, I think I said it? Really? That's crazy. No, here. Enemy visual. Oh, outer glow, inner glow. Base. Yeah, the base is just a color. We should probably export this. So now that it's black, we'll just keep it red. And now he's red again. Boom, killed him. All right. So now he's in here. And, well, he's kind of dumb. Because we haven't done anything. So we should go ahead and say we've got our state is a state. Doesn't know what that is, which is the point. File new script. Node is fine, and we're gonna call this a ship state. And scripts is fine. Because we might want other states. We might want like a bullet state or a level state. So sometimes being more specific is good. So then we go class name ship state. Go back to enemy. And then we'll just turn this to ship state. And he's happy. But it doesn't really do anything at the moment. So we should refer to our design. So we got our state. Well, we know we need an area 2D. Well, I think it's already got one. Nope, it's got a collision shape. Which is this little circle here. What we need is the area 2D with a collision shape 2D. And this area 2D is the attack range. Pop this shape, turn it into a circle. Let's make our attack range red. Why not? Right? Makes sense to me. And then we can increase it. And then a good little handy trick is visible collision paths, collision shapes. So then when I run it, we can see the LOS site, which is looking straight down here. And so now we can even see when it hits and when it doesn't, which is cool. But we know what needs to happen. And if it's in here, it needs to be triggering. So. We have plenty of things. We've got our raycast, we've got our health, animation player, and animated 2D will say enemy. We got our state. So let's bring these up to the top. We've got health. We got the other things too. We can even export this, which is cool. As long as you can spell, it's cool. I mean, and then here it's like, oh, what's the state? And you can then assign states if you want to start out in a different one. So I can define it in ready, or I can just set it there, which when we get to data-driven design, and I will be removing so many hard-coded things and just like loading it in, it'll be so nice. But make it simple, make it work. Ship state, speed. We should take the area 2D and you know what? It might be worth just doing a body entered and a bodied exit. And then on attack range entered and exited. So here is like, hey, if he enters this, take damage. This is if you hit his body. So that's the collision shape. And so here we can just say print player within attack range. Player left attack range. And when I go into here, you can see player within attack range. And when I leave, player left. So we've got some of the event working. I think we could do a couple of things. We need to decide, do we want him to like know where the player is automatically? Do we want him to like patrol? Do we want him to idle? Do we want, like, how do we make this point to it? Because we could easily say, and we could actually, what we should probably do is find out what is its true up. So like when you, I guess it's like normalized vector is the better way to call it, where when I say look at the player, is the raycast in front or behind? And that's where when you look at the like gizmos and you're like, well, what's up, down? So I bet that I'll say look at, and I think this needs to go towards the green. I think this is the normalized up. So what we can do just for fun is I will get the player's state here. I'm gonna say on ready var player. So this, or did I have a class for this guy? I don't. Okay. Class name, player. Let's make sure we do that, which makes this just easy. Come back here, go to enemy. It should on ready export. I don't think we can do that. Yeah, I think you have to do an export on that. So main game, we have an enemy, we've got the player. We take the player and we do this. I don't recommend doing that, because now there's a reference to the player that's hard stuck, and then you have to assign that on every spawn. And that's something where like a manager needs to do that in between. So like there's something else they should coordinate in between. But for now, let's just see if it works. Now we can say, hey, on ready, we're connecting, we're doing all this fancy stuff. Then we can just say, look at player. Does it want a 2D vector? Yeah, okay. Look at his global position. Interesting. Let's put that here. Now we can see that this is actually, it's up. Now we can already see the issue with having it constantly know where it's at. It's aimbot at this point, and we don't want that, but we do want to make sure we know what the front is. So to me, I think that's this. Yeah. Now the raycast is pointing to it. Which is kind of cool, right? We've got this guy running around. Now, if you could easily do things where you could have a turret that's aiming, and then when it fires, he's not allowed to look at it anymore while he fires. Like, you could do boss mechanics. I really do like this song that I made. It's really messing with the Spotify beat, though. Let's pause that. So now we have this. We need to decide, do we have a, like, hey, I see you in the periphery? Because this is the attack range. We could either have the vector, like, follow him, and him, like, rotate on, like, a delay. And you can see he's already kind of coming towards the player, which is interesting. I don't know what his velocity's at. Let's see. Main game, enemy, speed 5. Which is interesting the way it's behaving because it's rotating. Which are like now affecting it in a weird way. I need to set up boundaries. Look at that, I can exit. And he's like huge. So we need to make the screen go back a little bit. So I did think, if we want it, we could have the raycast always looking at him. No, I like the idea of it seeing it in like a range. We could also have like an infinity, like you could also have like 2 more raycasts, and it'd be a cone. If we're gonna just do a cone, we could just do a cone. Which means, or we can have him always know where it's at. The simplest way is, this is a small map, and if you've ever played Geometry Wars, let me see if I can find. Because I'm mixing Geometry Wars with like Just Shapes and Beats is the idea. Idea, maybe not execution. but the enemies just come at you sometimes. I mean, these ones just are like idle. They run around. Some chase, some don't. So we can factor in smart ships versus like ones that always know. And then there's like just shapes and beats, where it's just a choreographed scene with an awesome beat behind it. They're not attacking you. You're just, well, in this case, I'm just really bad at not getting hit. So, mixing the two is kind of interesting. I kind of want to bring out the camera a little bit. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Stay focused. So, let's... Yeah. So we can do, let's go back to our design here. Boom, boom, boom. So we need to answer the question. Oop. We have our ship here. He's got his LOS, line of sight. If I'm not in range and I'm not looking at the LOS, what should we do? We could have a coned LOS that's much... It's kind of like this, where everything's in it. And do like a vision. Hey, what's up, Dunkable? Welcome in. Welcome to Can We Do AI? I mean, that word is now ruined. Can we do behaviors? So we could do this, or we could just do like an area 2D that's a cone. Classic AI. Yeah. Yeah. Oop, and now the music's gone because... I am using Excalidraw within Obsidian. So I use Obsidian for my second brain, my game design document, and then I like to plug in Excalidraw because lets me just do this without having to do it in the other tool, without doing it in there and be like, let me throw some ideas out. Because here, the issue is right here, right? He's not in these lines. I could have a bunch of raycasts, or I could just have another... I could just have a cone for an area 2D that acts like it, and then instead this could just be the range in which it attacks, which then it's like, hey, is he in the cone? Yes. Well, that also already answers this question. It's more like it's almost more that I should... Okay. Here's an idea. We could have our... We have our... No, I don't want to use this. I want to use this. I've got my little cone here, and it's my poor attempt at a cone. And then at any moment, what I could be doing is I could have a raycast that's here that always points from the ship to here. It doesn't affect rotation, right? I think this will always be like, here's its range of attack, potentially, or even like you could get rid of it, and this is the range of attack. And the fact is, it just sees it, and then it goes into its distance, because this is, I think, what we need, because it's not coded in here for like the is chait, like is LOS. I think yes, we need to always create it. So I think we need to have the raycast be a sub element here, and then it always pointing to the ship wherever it's at. And this just treats it as like where it's aware. Now, future versions, you could always make it where it can't go past 180 degrees either way. And that way, if it was behind it, you could do all those kinds of things. But I think the idea of you're a spaceship, you're in a thing, it's fighting you. I think it's fine that it's always there. And then it just says, okay, I need to do the chase sequence, which means I need to have my nose, the way I'm looking, starts to rotate towards this. And it can't just look at like it's doing right now. So I think that makes more sense. And then its goal is to line up the raycasts with its nose. Like, you could have even two if we want. Or like one represents where it's look like this nose of it. And its goal is to try to get them to be the same. And be like, hey, this angle here is, greater than 0. So let's go ahead and have it filled in like that. So the fact that it's greater than 0, it needs to like, okay, I need to then move X amount of, because then this is just degrees. And then I can say rotate. Rotate X degrees times delta. So one, it doesn't rotate within the second that it's like, boom, rotate. At least that's my thought. I think that might make the most sense. And that's its, and then we want whatever this distance is to go. That's what will trigger, like, hey, I'm here, I see it, chase it, and then also try to get it within this distance. Bring that back. And so then it's like, okay, figure out the angle and then make sure the distance, because there's like a length on this guy, which is obviously going to be the length of honestly, if it's within this, it'll just trigger. So this actually doesn't even matter. As long as these can be the same, it doesn't matter. Like this just needs to be like, I can see, and then line it up. And we're just trying to get it in this like target range. And then that'll move the state from a chase state to an attack state. Which brings up a problem later, which is how do we chase and attack? Which maybe he just like flips out, can't fight. But we'll see what happens there. Let me run to the restroom, quick bio break, and then I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Yeah. So I think we should try it. Let's get it done. Let's build it. Right? We're here to build. Go. All right. Got my other monitor, which is like hidden. They're like, oh, got other browser stuff I didn't realize. That's all. Let's see. I want to change this guy. We can try this. Is it like let's keep it simple. Remember, keep it simple. Sure. Cool. Get that a little bit bigger. There we go. We need to just let's turn off this dumb stuff. We don't need him flying at us yet. You should just be dumb instead there. And then I'm gonna get rid of the look at. Why did it? Huh. It just said another ad was running, but it is running. What the heck? I didn't run another ad. Anyway. We don't want to look at it. We'll instead already hello, this equals raycast. In fact, I'm gonna just call this elements. Let's have LOS dot look at global position, and this should just have but it's not rotating. And then name this one to directional, just direction. And now we can see it's here. still. I might even make this like 600. It's fine. We'll just. And now if we have LOS, we can do the chase stuff. Let's go ahead and build the chase. Yeah, things like that. As that was still up. Script. We've got our ship state. Function activate. Body 2D. Yep. Or is it? No, it's knit. The class. Class constructor is what I'm looking for. Class something, yeah, function underscore init. So it is function. Ooh, what? Did it again? Oh, man. So, it's crazy. On YouTube, everything is good. Like, the bitrate's good, it's super happy. I don't think I've had one issue. And I stream, I think, to a higher bitrate to YouTube, which actually reduced, and then tried to get it for Twitch, but I've had more issues staying constant, and I have good internet. So I apologize, and I'll try to get that figured out. Just bothers me that cast name extends, yes. Underscore init. Function activate. Expected to closing. Oh. Yep. Ship state. Not ship state. Character body 2D. Ship equals ship. Cool. Now I have access to the ship. And here we can do any activational things for that state. But this is the root. Let's update delta. And we're going to underscore it because in this one you don't want it to do anything anyway. And that is as simple as the ship state goes. And then you go new script and you can say inherits ship state. And we can now do idle ship state. Why not? Extends ship state. Function. We didn't even have to worry about that, I think. I think it should already do that. And then we've got activate, which you could say, we'll go like play the idle animation. Function update delta print looking for the enemy. And then we'll go new script. Here it's that ship state. Oof. And we'll go with chase ship state. And this is where it gets fun. Then we can go function activate. We want to tell the ship to rotate. So we already have the coordinates to the player at the moment. So we could easily say ship. We have access to this. Ship dot. Do we know where the player is? Oh wait, this is a character body 2D. We don't want this. We want enemy. And this is now this. And now it's all happy. And now that it's an enemy, I now have access to enemy.player dot global position. So you know where that is. I want to just do it in update. So we can try doing caching. Sounds good, Electro. So we want to say ship dot rotate, and then we can go what is that? Rotation. Direction 2? Let me look at this map here. Oh, yeah, this is exactly what I want. A dot B, right? Ta-da. Man, it's been a while since I've done cross product and dot product. My only weakness, math. You know, I did this in the rigid body stuff I wrote a while ago. Hello, Drum. We are building a, we're doing AI, not AI, well, simple AI. We've got our ship here. We got our enemy, and we're trying to get simple finite state machine. And we're trying to get him to rotate and then chase and to attack. So we're trying to get a very basic enemy to attack, because we want to get the goal of having the piano sheet and then the enemies spawn and then attack. We're working on the, when they spawn, they should attack. So if I get that figured out, then we can work on spawning properly, then we can spawn on beat. Then we can build a cool tool to spawn based on the music. So we're working our way backwards, as it were. But I'm trying to remember. So I'm looking up my code I wrote for rotation. Rotating to the player. So I'm building, here, let me show you my little design doc. So we're gonna build, we're building a finite state machine. So he spawns, he's idle, he finds the player, he chases. This is the stage we're on right now. So we're building this class. And the state changes based on, can he see it? And so this is the LOS that like sees the player. And the goal is then to rotate these so that he basically try to get this to match that. Like rotate the ship so that they match. And go forward so that it gets within the target range. And then you start shooting. That's the goal, mind you. Will it rotate or set the rotation? Yes, it'll rotate. It'll know that there's a difference between smooth. It's gonna smooth turn. It should like face the enemy and chase him. So chase the player. I can easily just do look at and it would snap to it, and I don't want it to snap. I'm now just looking at my other, this one, right? Player. I guess that was more like input times. Ship rotate. Ship dot LOS dot global rotation minus ship dot enemy what do I call it? I call it direction at on right. Ooh, I can type on ready var direction equals direction. Yes. I'm also trying to be less like what is the perfect way to do it and ship. Oh, I don't want to call it direction. There's already something called direction. Ooh, go back. Facing. It's like the worst name in the world, but whatever. Ship dot facing dot global. Easiest way because is sense the angle, then divide the angle by turn speed. Ship dot facing. How can I get the other one but not this one? Is it B? It could be that it's not being. All right, enemy. LOS look at player, and then I wanted to do state dot update delta. And we're gonna cheat it a little bit. Oh, we're not even setting the state. Really? No, we're not. Wow. Oh, thank you for the follow. Date equals chase ship date. Current scope. Last name chase ship state. It uses I think it does 360, but it allows for negatives. Wait, does it like chase ship now? Yeah. What do you mean I can't? I should absolutely be able to do this. Value of type chase ship state cannot be assigned to variable of type ship state. Yes, I can. This is the strategy pattern. I'm totally allowed to do this. Ship state. Class name. Extends base class. Extends ship state. I'm totally allowed to do this. What are you talking about? A It's one of those things because it's like an interface versus a class, and since Godot doesn't do interfaces. Oh. Godot, don't make me write this in C#. Godot polymorph. Class inheritance. Nope, adds. Of course, adds. It is a state. It is a ship state. Let's see about polymorphism. State be like that. And I'm not going to type it. And I think this will work. State.update. Welcome back. New cell. And I think actually I could probably get, I think I figured it out. Export state, ship state. Is data class? Yes, it is. Yep. Yeah, I needed to make sure I did this, which is what I was meaning to do. So it does work. Huzzah! I even read so there's even a post here that's like wanting to do this exact thing, and someone's like, oh no, I don't think it's possible. Yes, it is absolutely possible. Polymorphism. It's like the bedrock of object-oriented programming. Say no to the haters. The only issue, of course, is it'll like link to a ship state when it's actually this. So then we can say print chase player. And so now he's like looking at the player. And that's because we also need to times it by delta. Or not. Hold on. This times delta? Yeah, there we go. And then times ship dot speed. So he's, I think we need a rotation speed. I think that's too fast. Well, there it is. Player speed 350. Oh, rotation speed. Yeah, we've got one. It's rotation. Okay. Boom. I already thought of that. Rotation speed. Enemy. Oh, wait, enemy as player. Enemy needs rotation speed. Export var, rotation speed. Sure, we'll do float. Again, spelling is important. Chase ship, rotation speed, boom. It's a little too fast for my liking. Whoa. Test code work first try. This minus this. Might need to do that one more time. Man. Rotation. Enemy. Let's go with like 0.5. Okay. No, I haven't. Like, I'm just trying to get it to be so that when he chases, he can go a little faster than that. Right, because then it's not horrible. So if we turn off the visible stuff, yeah, it's because it's calculating the subtraction in degrees. But it'll be fine because we're gonna have it shoot in the range. I think I want to do layer. Ship dot velocity equals yeah it is. We're making it work, and then we're gonna make it work right. If that makes sense. Right times ship dot speed times delta. I think I'm resetting velocity, right? Position. I don't want it to do any of that. Not changing velocity anywhere else. Why am I defining velocity? Didn't already have a velocity? Like, wait. Extends area 2D. Oh, because it's not a care. Oh. It's a. It's not a character body 2D object. Why is it not a character body 2D object? Work conversion will be angle difference greater than rotation speed, turn around amount equal to the rotation speed, else turn around the angle difference. Potentially. I haven't thought that far. I just know it needs to have a constant turn amount, a rotation amount, based on its speed and based on the difference. It should change how much it rotates based on that. So it should just be like, is it less? That's what it is. Hold on, that's what it is. If ship dot los dot global rotation minus ship dot facing dot global rotation is greater than 0, that equals 1. Else if less than 0, rotate equals -1. And I think we can actually do this better with like strengths and like axes. But rotate equals 0. And then what I can do is change this to just rotate. And I think that's better. Global rotation. Global. Again, spelling is important. So now, when we look at it, it's always the same. rotation amount, and we can then bump this down. That's too much. Yeah, too much coffee. Nope. But we can make him like a little bit faster, which is cool. Maybe like 5. Maybe 5 is the sweet spot. And of course, because it's a float, you'll never really get this. Yeah, that's because floats, you have to do like epsilon kind of stuff, and it's like, and honestly, we if rotate equals doesn't equal 0. Oh, duh, I can't do that. Oh, that's right, because it'll rotate and it'll be a little past, because it'll be yeah, it'll never be that. It'll be like 0.762. Yeah. It's more like if rotation is less than 0.9. Or no, if it's greater than 0.9 and rotate is less than negative 0.9. Oh, oops. Four. No, it's and. Right. You know what? I don't care. I'm trying to optimize something that I don't have the rest of it working. We'll come back to it. It's not the hill to die on, like right now. Like, and that's a part of it too, is like being able to say, is this something I need to focus on right now? No. You have to know when to say, I don't need to be messing with this right now. That's okay. Enemy, chase ship, update. All right, so now so we're upping the velocity, because I realize this is the other thing we're gonna have to fix. This is a 2D. This needs to become character body 2D. I don't know why I did. That's so annoying. Velocity. Did I do? Yeah. This is what needs to happen here. Ship dot position plus equals velocity times delta. Again, there's going to be some things later where I'm going to abstract that out. Where are you going, man? You're going away. Left. No, I need it to be, what is it? It's direction, and the direction needs to be calculated by ship direction. And ship direction is... It's not 0, is it? Right, 0 is the start. And then... Oh, well, hold on. It's the... It's facing. It's ship dot facing dot rotation. It's mad about something. Did I do it again? Value type. Oh. Dot. Global position, I think. This would be the global rotation. You could change the code to allow for character 2D, but it doesn't. But if it doesn't work, you can make the area follow a new character. Yeah. It's just that the character is, he's already rotating. And so then I need it to go. So since there's no, so he's not moving anywhere. The vector 2 then needs to times. So even though it's 0, 0 times 150 is 0. What I need is the global rotation in direction, which I have somewhere. I feel like I don't know why this doesn't have it. Let's see. Ship direction. You think so? I feel like I'm missing something like obvious. I'm trying to find my... Got like a bunch of things I've made and I'm trying to find where I put it. Position. Yeah, that's rigid body stuff. Okay. I've got the difference here. If I... If I say var rotate diff and we just do this. And multiply this by the rotate diff. Where's the inner statement? Oh. Times speed. Maybe it's left. Star. You can find a direction, subtract point B from point S. Yeah. That direction, subtract B from point S. Yeah. It's the ship position. We want it to face it, so it's already facing it. And then I think we just need to move it forward. That's starting to look cool. Thanks. Thanks, Electro. All right, let's ignore the velocity. So we already know it technically already tries to rotate there. And so we just need it to go after it. So we just need to say, what is the direction? We just need to find the normalized direction. Vector 2 dot forward. Yeah, that's literally, I'm like, I feel like that's what I'm trying to find here. But it's like these directions, right? Vector 2 from angle. I mean, I could say like ship dot rotation is the angle degrees in radians. Okay. I think I might need to negative it, because it's like he's like leaving me. He's like, dude, I don't want to be around you. He's got the ick. Maybe. No, there's something up with it. There's something wrong. Yeah. We need it to be the direction. We need to normalize. Okay. So what we need to do is see how it's like we're trying to get it to, we have it like looking at it. We need the direction, which is a vector 2. But right now, we don't know what we need to set it to. We need to say that this is the direction. Like that's the issue. We keep saying it's vector 0, which is like, oh, vector 0 means nothing. Vector left, vector left, vector right, north, south. What we need to do is just use this vector 2 that we're already setting. Like, I think we're making it way more complex than we need to. Can it be just like facing dot global position times ship speed? No, not position. What is the get vector 2 from angle? Proper vector 2. Yeah, it looks like we need to do here. What if we go move direction equals ship dot player dot global position minus the ship's global position dot normalized, and then it's just move direction times speed, and then the position just gets added. Oh, we killed it because I ran into it. Now granted, now he's coming towards me. It might work that way. Yeah, let me see how it looks without the. Huh. You'll be able to live with that. And we just make him faster. Thank you for doing it. I feel smart now. I think we also needed to just make sure we normalized it too at the end. Let's go with 250. We are taking into account speed, right? Ship speed, okay. And then delta, yeah, okay. So we just need to go 350. Let's see. Oh, is he just slower, or is there something I'm missing? Oh, you know what it might be? If I go here, I go to speed. I have it overridden there, I think. And so if I go here, I think it overrides what I set. Yeah. 450. Uh, 250. 150. 100. Okay. 90, and then we need to make sure there's like a distance that they stay away, maybe. I mean, they could like hit us and we would die. That would be like another thing. Like, we could just have them hit us too, as well. Like, both of those are valid. We could have smarter enemies that avoid collision, and then ones that don't. Maybe a shield? Maybe. Now we need him to attack when we get close. Kinda want him just a little faster. Because I can shoot. But I want him to shoot. Yeah, we've got this guy. This is the firing range, which honestly I'll probably need to make that longer. Honestly, that needs to kill us too when we collide. Colliding into it. Thanks. I'm starting to like it. And so then you can easily create a bunch of them. So then it gets pretty hectic already. Oh, here's the thing, they start scrunching into each other. And so that's another bug we get to play with. Yeah, shooting. Shooting is what's next. We need to make him, when he comes into range, yeah, as he pops in, right here he needs to fire. And when we collide, we'll have to clean up everything. So we'll have to deal with die as well. Because this then gets put inside as a dead state. But here's the cool part. All this like code that I had for moving him around, gone. Deleted. We don't care anymore. That is handled inside that class and is extrapolated out. Less code, make it smaller. Turn on collision to make it a bit more complicated. Change the movement direction a tad. If there's so there's so many. This easily starts adding requirements that we want to do. We definitely want it to be smart enough not to run into other ships, because these are like other ships that are coming to shoot you. So they'll need to collide with each other. So we can easily add. Hey, new game developer here. Any tips for progression? Feel like watching YouTube videos are too easy. Hi, Tobias. Welcome in. Yes, there's a really, really good book that is called The War of Art that I've been reading as well. That is like, you need to just keep at it, but also instead of going after tutorial after tutorial, you should have a project in mind and build out like, hey, this is what I want in the end. And then start with like the smallest slice of that and make it work. Like today, I started this stream just sketching out what I wanted. And then I started sketching out the classes and the different states. We just got the chase stuff figured out. And my rules, this is my rules for how I do anything. Software development, art, programming, doesn't matter. The first thing you need to do is make it the worst thing in the world. Make it horrible. Hate it outright. But the first thing you do is make it exist. You make it, and it's like, you make it work. Dang, you just think better than me. Oh, Drum. What program? This is Excalidraw. So I use Obsidian, and then for my second brain, where I write all my notes, all my reading, everything just goes in it. And then I use the Excalidraw plugin within Obsidian. And so it's here. So there's no, and it's totally free. Obsidian's completely free. It'd be amazing if they sponsored me. There's no subscriptions. There's nothing. Everything's up. Excalidraw is an open source plugin. And so I get to do this forever without ever having to pay a single subscription fee. I used to use Milanote, and then it just felt too limiting. So I started doing this and pretty much pulling everything else so that I have full ownership. Oh no. Let's get rid of this person. Okay, the best viewers are already here. I don't need to purchase viewers. Goodbye. It's kind of sad if you have to purchase viewers, because gasp, a scammer. I mean, I don't get. You're so nice. You're welcome. I mean, honestly, if you have to buy viewers and like do botting and all that, then it just means like, yes, there's a whole like discovery issue with Twitch, and yes, there's all this stuff like that's there, but by buying viewers is like, not really. They're not there for you. They're there because you paid, and they're not real. I'd rather have a few real people than 1,000 fake people. Same with like your circle of friends, right? You want real friends. But back to this. Rule 1, make it work. Make it the worst thing. Make it the most unoptimized, trashy, worst code you've ever written. Scared you never want to show anybody. I'm showing all of you my horrible code and how much I can't even think about how direction works until like figuring out simple math, 1 + 1 = direction. And then you make it work right. So this is like, find all the references, find all the things that, you were like, ooh, let's extract this, let's make this a little bit better, and then make it work better. Worry about optimizing it, clean it up, do design patterns, do all the fancy things. But to get here, because many people, and here's a reason why also I'm trying to improve my tutorials, and when I make my YouTube tutorials and I look at other YouTube tutorials, the reason I even started tutorials was like, all YouTube tutorials are here. They show you, here is a really cool tutorial on how to do A* or whatever, and because they've already done the demo and they've built it, they're then copying their notes and they're walking you through the make it work better phase. You didn't have to stress through how it was horrible and how you got it working. You're jumping to here. And if you're always jumping to here, you're going to load up your project and you're going to see a blank canvas and you're going to be like, how do I even start? Like, I don't get it. All these tutorials, they have the answer. Every time you look at every YouTuber or tutorial, the answer is just so simple. 1 + 1 = 2. They're so great. They know everything. It's because those tutorials, everything, they first had to go through these phases before they could make the tutorial. So you need to put yourself in a position to go through those phases and then go look up the tutorials of how to do it. So it's the difference between step 2 and 3. Okay. Yeah. So this is make it work horrible, right? So make it work right means like I could hack it in the first one, right? Like considering right now that all of the enemies have a direct reference to the player, that is n number of references to the player per spawned enemy. That's not great. I don't want to do that. So maybe what I'll do in the make it work right is wherever the player's at, he just throws a signal event that says, hey, I'm here, which makes it cool for like new power-ups where you can like cloak where you're at and maybe have them all go to a point. So it opens up gameplay. Instead of having a direct reference to this location, you can get a ping of an event where it's at. So now you have a signal event. Well, maybe instead of having, and then so now that works right. That is an absolutely okay way to do that. But then maybe you're down the road and you're like, man, I've got 1,000 or 100,000 events, 100,000 little ships on the screen because I'm doing a bullet hell. And now I have each and every single one of them listening to that event. That needs to be optimized. So instead, I could have it be, it pings an event to a dictionary hash, and that dictionary hash is shared between all of the ships, so that I'm not worrying about allocating 1,000 signal events that it's listening and connecting to, and worrying about cleanup and having to worry about allocations. So they're both the same problem solved, but this fixes like memory pressure and performance and like experience. So it's 2 levels of optimization. Yes and no. You do not want to release anything on the step 1. Step 1 is I am hacking it to make it work, and it would not last if anyone played this for real. This is I made it work. I connected the two pieces, but they're connected in such a coupled way that it's not scalable. And if you just build on that and make that stop, you're gonna dig yourself a hole. I don't know if you've ever had an issue where you've coded something and continually added to it, and then like 3 months later, you're like, holy crap, I need to rewrite this entire thing because it's so coupled and it's so fragile that every time I touch it, it breaks something else. This goes from turning it from something fragile to something scalable. So think of it like make it work, let it be scalable and survive the test of time. You're still going to refactor. You're always going to have to refactor, but it can handle, it's doing it the right way. It's using some design patterns. You can change it, but it doesn't break every time you touch it. And then here is okay, I'm getting things laggy. There's some performance issues. The draw calls are too high. We need to do this. So, and a lot of people either jump from this to then over optimization. So it's just enough optimization, just enough to know that you're doing the right pattern, which you're not going to know how to do the right way. And that's okay. You're going to have experience. You're going to go from here and go to what you think is right. And then 3 months from now, better. Hack it, make it self-reliant, make it run on a potato. Yeah, basically. Now, I feel like there's more ads this time. I'd like to figure out why. We'll wait for an ads, and then we'll come back. Okay. Wait for people to come back from the ads, and you know what? I'll just have a little bit of coffee, and then we'll think about how we're going to do the attack. But does that make sense? I mean, I'll wait. From the YouTube side, Tobias, if you're still here, did that help for tips? Did that make sense? 30 seconds on the Twitch side. Okay, I think everybody's back. Awesome. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I'll have to figure out why ads are just being dumb again. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know. I think we can now. What am I doing for my player? Yeah, I'm using the bullet. Oh, yeah, we'll just use the same bullet. That's fine. Enemy. You know, some of this could even be put on the state itself, but it's fine. Let's go with bullet packed scene. Null. And then projectile. Yep. Then basically it's kind of the same thing. It's got to have its own thing. We've got to say bullet speed 200. Guy's already 650. I'm like, let's take it 800. Well, actually, no, he's not. He's, what is he? Main, he's like much slower. He's 120. Okay. Then you make this the same for now. And then this could be 500, sure. And then there's so many other things we can have to do. Like we're gonna have to do some polymorphism for like bullet sprays and stuff. But first, we're just getting it working. We might want to even take this and kind of extend it out a little bit more. And then do we have the player set up right? He should be player, node, group, player. Awesome. And so we could work on this same idea where this is like body.name equals player. If he's in here, he's in within a range. I think we then say state equals attack ship state dot new self, which we need to create new attack ship state node of ship state. Class name, attack ship state, function activate, function update. So like another example, we're talking about things we want to improve. The fact that it's accessing the velocity and the position and stuff in these subclasses, I'm reaching into another class's private variables, and that's usually a no-no. So that's already something that we'll have to change in the future. But right now we're just making it work. Oh, it's already 11:30. Shoot. I wanted to get further. All right, let's see how far I can go for like the next few minutes. Stay away from private parts. Exactly. So what we'll do in the future is more like ask the ship to rotate instead, and then have the class have functions that it then is called from the state, so that the class is always in charge. But I've already thought about that. We'll deal with that soon. How do I want to do this? Could do exactly, kind of. So all right, we've got a ship, and so all right, we've got our chase. Now let's say let me bring this to the front. Let's say we're in here. We're all rotated and it's all within range. Right. We'll want to shoot projectiles. But if he just shoots them constantly, there needs to be rules to the projectiles. Like, how often can he shoot? The speed of the bullets. I think those are like main things. And then like, are we in range? That's the trigger to actually like kick it off. Since when he's in here, we're going to switch from the chase state to the attack state. And I actually realized I need to change the way I'm doing that. Here I'm saying I'm just doing a Boolean check if I'm in range. So if I actually go back to enemy and in burst shots, yeah, I was thinking about doing some burst shots so that it's not like immediate, oh, I'm in your range, I'm gonna shoot you. No one likes it in CS2 when, or Counter-Strike, when someone can aimbot and shoot you through a wall because they found you exactly. Like, if someone lines up and then shoots, where's the fun if there's no skill or cooldown or any of that stuff. And then we can align it with like music beats, because then we can time the shots with beats, which then we'll have to link to the beat clock. But to do that, we'll have to coordinate. So first we even need to get it even knowing that it has like a timer. So we'll have to build a timer or use the timer, which is already on Gateau. Update. Okay. State.update. And so what I want to do is if is in range, and state, is it type of? So the missile will be more powerful if you shoot it on the beat. I want things to happen on beats. What exactly it's going to be is going to depend on like what it ends up being, because like I'm mixing the idea of geometry wars and just shapes and beats, so like those are like the two classical ideas that I'm trying to make an experience with. And so I want there to be this hectic bullet hell experience and have different bullet pattern styles and different experiences, but I want it to be in sync with the beat. And as the beats play, new ships spawn, and then as the beat continues, they fire, and at the end there's like a boss loop and you have to end up destroying all the ships and then fighting the boss. And so figuring out how to coordinate all that. Attack ship state. State equals attack ship state dot new cell. Yep. And var is, oh, I guess I could do it like this. This is the way they like to do it. We should be consistent. Int. Oh, type of pipe is not. Pipe. I think I come to this one all the time. Int can't be a type of text ship sheet. You know. Above. So class type. Yeah. Oh, is type, right? Or if my is wait. No, I don't. Wait, I think he's saying this is the question. And the answer is. Is it? This type? State dot. No, I think it's type of. Here's our internal type of the given variable using the variable dot type. Mm-hmm. See also type string. I just say state is not attack ship state, apparently. Apparently I can do that. State is not attack ship state. I don't think that's right. Maybe it's fine. Else state equals gship state dot new self. Okay, so now I think should happen. He'll come in, and then if I'm in here, he does not stop. He does not stop at all because I didn't change the variable. Duh. And so then if he enters in here, is in range is true, and in here is in range equals false. So now when he enters, he'll be in range, and that should then trigger it. It did not. Chase player. If it's in range. State.update. And we should do this too. Oh, else. Oh. Oh. If not, I think we should do this. Like, is in range, and state is not chase ship state. State.activate. This should just be paired. I think the new should just be activate. Okay, so now if I go into here, he'll stop. So now he's in the attack state. And then I leave and he follows me. And then I come back in, and then now he'd be shooting me. Now granted, he'll also still need to chase me. So it's really like a chase and attack. These are like all the places he'd be shooting me. All right, well, I unfortunately have to get up early tomorrow for work, but I think we made amazing progress. It's a very simple finite state machine. We've got a chasing. Tomorrow is Tuesday, and you know what? We're just going to continue building this out. That's the plan. I also have some ideas on some redemptions and make things a little cooler on stream for you guys. But yeah, I think that is probably all I have time for tonight, unfortunately. But thank you for hanging out. I'll be back tomorrow. I am live every single day until GDC, and we're going to build this game. And I appreciate everyone here. As always, stay awesome, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.